In cycling, small details make all the difference. A tiny position tweak, a few grams shaved off a helmet, or a slightly more aerodynamic line through a corner. But for the tallest cyclists in the sport, every ride is a battle against physics. More height means more drag. And in a world where wind resistance can decide races, being tall isn't just a characteristic, it's a challenge. Yet some riders, true giants of the road, have not only survived in this sport, they've conquered it. Today on Bike Flicks, we count down the tallest professional cyclists in history. From towering domestics to aerodynamic anomalies, we'll reveal how these athletes rewrote the rulebook of what a cyclist can be. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Aitor, the creator of this channel, reads every single message. Your support helps this small channel climb the YouTube rankings, just like these riders climb mountains with long legs and big hearts. So, guys, let's start our countdown with the number 10. Standing at 1 meter and 93 centimeters, we have Stefan Kung, a Swiss time trial machine. Kung is a multiple European TT champion, known for his metronomic pacing and raw power. He's the kind of rider who can hold 450 watts and still look calm as a monk. Despite his towering frame, Kung has worked meticulously with wind tunnel specialists to become one of the most aerodynamic tall riders in the peloton. His strength, flat terrain, and long efforts. His weapon precision coming in at number 9, measuring 1 meter 94, is the British bulldozer, Ben Turner. Riding for Ineos Grenadiers, Turner brings a mix of cyclocross grit and road race finesse. He thrives in the Northern Classics, cobbled, windy, messy. His height gives him leverage, but also presence. In crosswind, he is a wall. Tough, dependable, and growing fast as a fan favorite. Number 8 on our list is a powerhouse from Norway, Surin Veron, standing 1.95 meters tall. This guy doesn't sneak into the break, he kicks the door down. Former under-23 World Time Trial medalist and national champion, Veron is built like a freight train. 92 kilos of muscle and engine. On flat stages, he can churn out the watts that make others cry. And when the clock is ticking, he becomes a human missile. 7th place belongs to a rider who stood tall in the service of greatness, Marcel Seberg, at 1.98 meters. For over a decade, Seberg was one of the most trusted lieutenants in the sport, most notably guiding Mark Cavendish to countless sprint victories. With 9 Tour de France appearances and an unshakable calm in the chaos, Seberg was the ultimate bodyguard, tall, tactical, and tough as nails. He didn't chase glory, he helped others get there. And rounding out this chapter at number 6, we have the German diesel engine himself, Max Walscheid, also 1.98 meters tall. Walscheid has the kind of power you can feel through the screen. From time trials to flat sprints, his output is relentless. But don't let the size fool you. He's worked hard to develop one of the most aerodynamic positions among taller riders. When he drops into his TT setup, he looks like a freight liner slicing through wind. Brute strength, fine-tuned into speed. From 1.93 to nearly 2 meters tall, these riders prove that height is no limit to performance, only a different kind of challenge. But this is just the beginning, because in the next chapter, we're going even taller and digging into what it really means to be big in a sport built for the small. Before we reveal the top 5 tallest riders of all time, let's take a moment to understand what it actually means to be tall in cycling. It's not all about advantages. Tall cyclists face higher drag, more bike fit challenges, and more weight to carry uphill. Frames often need to be custom made. UCI rules restrict time trial positions, forcing many tall riders to adapt in ways smaller cyclists that don't even think about. But the biggest tall riders, they turn those limitations into weapons. Through innovation, resilience, and sheer force of will, they reshape the sport. Number 5 takes us to the Netherlands, where Dunne, standing 1.98 meters tall, is turning heads. Riding for Lidl Trek, this young Dutchman has already shown he's got the engine for the World Tour. Time trials, long-range breakaways, technical stages, he handles them with smooth cadence and surgical control. His tall and slender frame makes him a perfect candidate for one-day classics, and many believe his best performances are still ahead. Keep an eye on Huland. The next great classics rider might just be built like a basketball player. And coming in at number 4 is one of cycling's most respected workhorses, Michael Sher, the Swiss super domestique. I'd say also 1.98 meters tall. Sher is the definition of dedication, and with over 15 Grand Tours under his belt, he's ridden for BMC and AG2R, setting tempo, chasing down breakaways, and ferrying bottles back and forth like a motorized machine. He's the rider you rarely see on a podium, but every team leader wants him nearby. On transitional stages, his silhouette often led the peloton. Shoulders high, cadence steady, mission clear. A giant in service and a giant in the pack. At number 3, we go even taller. Matthias Norsgaard, towering at 2.02 meters, is a force of nature. Racing for Movistar, Norsgaard is the current Danish time trial champion and a rising threat in the Northern Classics. But what truly sets him apart is his time trial setup, crafted with aerodynamic precision. Despite being over 2 meters tall, he's dragged coefficient rivals that of much smaller riders. Powerful, disciplined, and evolving fast, Norsgaard is one of the best examples of how technology and technique can turn height into an asset. And in second place, we meet a legend from the Southern Hemisphere, Gilmo Brunetta from Argentina, who also measures 2.04 meters. Back in the early 2000s, Brunetta was a time trial juggernaut in South America, a 4-time national TET champion. His 97-kilogram frame generated monstrous power on flat roads, competing in continental championships and international events. He put Argentine cycling on the map during an era dominated by European teams. His bike, custom built. His style, raw and relentless. Brunetta didn't just race, he hammered the clock into submission. From breakout stars to veteran engines, top 5 riders on our list show that being tall isn't a limit. It's a different kind of superpower. But we still have one more name to reveal. The tallest professional cyclist in history. And his story. You won't want to miss it. And now, the peak of the mountain. At 2.04 meters tall, the tallest professional cyclist ever recorded, we have Conor Dunne. Dunne raced for Aqua Blue Sport and Israel Cycling Academy. In 2018, he won the Irish National Road Race with a heroic solo breakaway. It was the crowning moment of a career defined by grit, humor, and outside spirit. Off the bike, he became one of the most beloved presenters on GCN, where his charm and insight continue to entertain millions. He once joked his height was equal to 82 stacked Smarties, and maybe that's true, but what's no joke is his contribution to the sport, both on and off the bike. Has height ever stood on the top step of the podium in Paris? Absolutely. While the Tour de France often favors lightweight climbers, a few tall legends have defied the trend, turning power, precision, and tactical genius into yellow jersey triumphs. Let's take a look at the tallest riders ever to conquer the greatest race on Earth. At number 3, measuring 1.86 meters, we find a name etched into history, Miguel Indurain. The Spanish powerhouse won the Tour 5 years in a row, from 1991 to 1995. His calm, robotic rhythm in time trials left rivals gasping, and in the mountains he defended like a fortress. Indurain wasn't just tall, he was uniquely built, stage racing, with enormous lung capacity and legendary composure under pressure. And when Big Mig was on form, no one came close. Also standing at 1.86 meters, Chris Froome takes our number 2 spot. The 4-time Tour winner from Britain dominated the 2000 sentence with his explosive accelerations and fearless descending. His signature move? The aero tuck attack, low over the bars, pushing a massive gear downhill, gaining time where others would brake. Tall, lean and tactical, Froome's victories were as much about precision as they were about physical strength. And at number 1, the tallest Tour de France winner of all time, Sir Bradley Wiggins, measuring 1.90 meters. In 2012, Wiggins wrote cycling history. With his sideburns sharp and his form sharper, he won the Tour on the back of dominant time trials and perfect team execution from Sky. Wiggins didn't just win races, he reshaped British cycling culture. And in doing so, he proved something powerful, that even in a sport ruled by climbers, a tall rider with focus and finesse can take it all the way to Paris. 3 tall riders, 3 very different styles. But one thing in common, they wore yellow like they were born for it. From cobbled warriors to solo TT machines, the tall riders have shaped the landscape of modern cycling. They battle drag, weight, and physics, but their stories some of the sport's most inspiring, because greatness isn't measured in centimeters, it's measured in courage, sacrifice, and the will to ride harder than anyone else. If you enjoyed this countdown, smash that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Who's your favorite tall rider? Do you think height helps or hurts in pro cycling? Let's keep the conversation rolling. And until next time, ride tall, ride proud, and stay fast. Only here on Bikeflix.